The way I train running contacts is to teach my dogs to shorten their stride and to pull their weight back. So step one in teaching that is to teach them to wrap a cone. If you've seen horses at rodeos running barrel racing, they literally lean back and shorten their stride in order to turn around the barrel. So that's what I want to do with my dogs in agility for the running contacts. And I teach that by having them go around the cone, and it will become muscle memory for them to lean back and shorten their stride. So Dash already knows this, so I'm not showing you the steps to have them go around the cone. I'm just showing you the steps to create a running contact. Pylon. Good girl. Good job. And then I gradually back away because I want to create some distance. Enough. Pylon. Yes. Atta girl. I'm using the toy because that is her motivator. Enough. And obviously for agility, it's the fast dog that wins. Pylon. Yes. Atta girl. Once my dog knows how to go around one cone, then I introduce 4 cones. It's 2 sets of 2. And these cones symbolize the cones that are at the start of the contact obstacle and the cones that are at the end of the contact obstacle. They have to go through both sets. Once they can learn to go through both sets on the ground, you can put those the cones on the dog walk or the A-frame. And once they go through the first set of cones, they will then see the second set of cone and they'll already know the performance that's required. So the way I train this, I'm now going to use treats instead of the toy. She gets wound up a lot for the toy. That is the best thing in the whole wide world for her. So I need her to tone it down just a little bit so she can use her brain. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a handful of treats ready to go. I'm going to help her go through the cones and we'll use the same name. Ready? Pylon. As she comes through, I'm going to toss it. Here it is. Go get it. And then I go to the other side. Ready? Pylon. Atta girl. And see, I keep changing sides so she gets used to both. Pylon. Yes. Pylon. Good girl. So what I'm doing is a front cross. Pylon. Pylon. She lost its treat. Right here. Pylon. Pylon. So I'm doing a front cross, tossing the treat, pylon, and then switching to the other side so she gets used to that. Once she understands to go through the cones when they're close, now I'm going to start pulling them apart. Ready? Pylon. I'm still doing my front cross and tossing. Pylon. Pylon, and the reason for the front cross is to get that collection and turn. Okay, where is it? And the reason, sit, stay, stay. The reason for the front cross is to get that collection and turn. For as tight as she has to turn, she needs to pull her weight back. And so it's just going to keep her safer on the contacts. Go. Yes. Pylon. Yes. Okay, she's good at that distance. Now we'll pull it back even more. Ready? Pylon. Yes. Ready? Pylon. Yeah, girl. Pylon. Pylon. Yes. Pylon. Yes. Good girl. And I'll just keep backing it up. Ready? Dash. Pylon. Yes. Pylon. Yes. Keep backing it up. Come here. Pylon. Yes. Pylon. And I will just continue backing it up until it's about 20 feet apart. I'm going to move this a bit. We created a mud hole. Ready? Ready? Pylon! Yes. Wait. Pylon! Yes. Right here. Your dog will probably go from step 1 to step 2 in the same training lesson, but then you're going to stay on step 2 until your dog develops muscle memory. That's going to depend on how much time you put into it, how many days a week you can work it. It's going to take days to weeks, especially if you can only train once a week. So even if you don't have access to equipment, then what you need to do is still have cones and work those cones every day. Use the same word that you use to work the cones that you're going to be using on the contact obstacle. So now I'll show you what it looks like to introduce those cones on the dog walk. Okay, now Dash is ready to start working the cones on the dog walk. I'm going back to using her toy. So she now knows the behavior needed, and then this will increase the motivation. It will also increase the desire to be correct, because she's not going to get her toy unless she's correct. So she's learned to enter the dog walk through one set of cones and exit through the other. Now she did that working on the ground with no dog walk, but she knows enter one set and go until you work the other. I'm going to use the same word that I started out with, which is pylon. Once I have a fairly strong behavior, then I can change the word. The new word I will start using before the old word. So let's say I want to say dog walk, or I want to give her, say, hurry or run, run, run. Whatever I say, she already knows pylon. So now I will say dog walk pylon. And eventually she's going to know that it's the same behavior and I can drop the pylon. I don't want to say the old word before the new one. You always introduce the new cue before the old one, and then it's easier to fade out the old one. Pylon. Right here, right now. Yes. Good girl. Pylon. Not a girl. Dash, 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 dash. Nice. Nice. Good girl. Good girl. Pylon. Dash, 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 dash. Good girl. Now Dash is being more careful than normal because it is pretty muddy and slick out here. Normally, careful is not in her vocabulary. Enough. Ready? Pylon. Dash, 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 dash. Nice. All right, good. Okay, it's going to take, again, days to weeks to create muscle memory on the dog walk. Don't introduce this one weekend and trial the next weekend and expect to have your dog understand the behavior perfectly. It takes time to develop muscle memory. It's not just an intellectual exercise. It's a physical muscle memory exercise. It's going to take time to extinguish the old muscle memory and create new muscle memory. That's going to take a lot of time.